Hey, welcome to my apartment. Come on in. Welcome to my apartment, and by my apartment, I do mean me and my partner's apartment. There is somebody else who lives here, so if I use the royal we, that's why. Sorry you had to come up all of those stairs. We do live a couple flights up, and this is a non-elevator building. We also don't have a doorman, but once you get inside the apartment, it's very cute and fun, and I really like it. So yeah, you just came through the front door, and here you can see our kitchen. Right here we have a gas stove. Unfortunately, this isn't working right now because our landlords found a gas leak, and so our gas has been turned off. That's also why it's very cold in here, so don't bother taking off your coat. Here we have, right next to the stove, a kitchen cart that we added with various pots and pans and stuff. We also have a new spice rack that I got from my parents for Christmas. I love it. It rotates. It's much better than the one that we had before, along with our toaster, which is important. As we move to the right, we have our garbage can here. It's one of those pop-top ones. It's very narrow. It fits perfectly in this space. We really tried to maximize this space because, as you can see above the stove, there are no cabinets, so we do have limited storage space here. Moving more to the right, we have our fridge. Above that, we keep our microwave, and above that, we keep our laundry stuff. We have a portable washer, which I'll show you later. Over here, we have, if you want to come, over here is kind of our junk corner. Usually our washing machine sits here, but it's not there right now. Right now we have our folding chairs, which are great whenever guests come over. We also have our fan, step stool, and all sorts of cleaning stuff back here. We also have our Dyson vacuum mounted here. This could be stored better. We definitely have a lot of attachments in various places, so we need to figure something else out for it because we also don't have a plug on this wall. It's on the other side of this doorway, so that's kind of tough. But yeah, we'll move it at some point. And then continuing to move to the left, we have our sink. We also have some cute art here, my coffee stuff over here, as well as our pretty much only storage that we have. It does not go to the ceiling, so if you pan up, you can see we do have various food storage up there. It doesn't look the best, but it is what it is, in my opinion. Gets the job done, but it's definitely something that we can improve on. This entire apartment is a work in progress, so please be nice. Here we have a cabinet that we bought and added. There's so much space in this kitchen, but it's really not well utilized, as you could tell by there not being cabinets, these cabinets not being to the ceiling. So we were able to add things to kind of make this kitchen great, especially for a New York kitchen. Behind me, this is where you came in. We have all of our coats hanging here on the back. We don't really have an entryway. You're just going right into the kitchen. So here we have our coats and purses, not all of them. We do have some back in our bedroom. And here we have our shoe cabinet. I love it. It fits perfectly in this little weird space and is a place to put all of our shoes. This is one of my favorite art pieces that one of my friends from college made me. It's Friends Are Oppressed. I love it, especially because of the glitter. As you know, I'm the glitter archives. I really like glitter. Over here, we have even more storage. This is a console table that I got that kind of fit perfectly in this space. Below it, we have our heater. So yeah, we just above it have a lot more food storage because we don't have a pantry. This is everything that we have for the kitchen. So yeah, we have these different bins. Again, not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it does get the job done, which is what matters. Yeah, on to the bathroom. So this is our bathroom. In here we have the bathtub. Currently, it does have our washing machine in it. So that's what's currently in our bathtub. So we've just been doing a lot of laundry. Over here we have our bathroom sink as well as our little medicine cabinet. This is very, very tiny and there's essentially no space. So oftentimes I will wash my face in the kitchen sink instead, which I don't recommend, but it is what it is. And then over here we have our toilet, which is behind me, as well as over the toilet shelves that I put in. And they're great because we're able to have a lot of storage here. Again, storage, we don't have any closets in this apartment, so everything you see is what you see. Over here, we just have a little bit of storage that we can have near the windowsill. I put a lot of my skincare products in here. So yeah, it's very cute, and it's, again, a great way to maximize storage in this tiny apartment. Over here, we have all of our towels hanging as well for when we take showers. That is the bathroom. This is our living room. Behind me, you can see we have our TV mounted as well as our TV stand. We had to build this little box to set the TV stand on so that it would fit in that space, but we figured it out. We have our record player as well as all of our record storage under here. We found this on the street, which I am very happy about. We took off the doors. There are doors to this, but we took them off. Tiny Christmas tree here, small but mighty. Over here we have our critically acclaimed record wall. You've seen this before. I share it very often because it is my pride and joy. It is currently Christmas-fied, but we're keeping up the Christmas for a while. It's very pretty. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Over here we have our couch. It's very big. Really like it. I'm able to kind of lay all the way across it. It fits perfectly on this wall. We also like that there's these little divots in the couch arms, so we're able to kind of lay on it very comfortably. Really happy with this couch, really like it. In front of me, we have our coffee table. This is another great storage thing. This actually lifts up. Can I lift it up with one arm? Haha. It actually lifts up, so this works as well as kind of a desk with a laptop as we're sitting on our couch, but it also has a ton of stuff in it. It also has 3 cubbies that we're able to put a ton of stuff in. So yes, another great storage thing. As you can see, we don't have end tables. We don't have a bookshelf in here. So this is kind of where all of our stuff goes. Over here, we have a bunch of random posters. This we're probably going to replace at some point with some bigger art piece just to kind of balance with the vinyl wall. This is another window. I'm very grateful for our apartment because it is a railroad apartment. We do have windows in every single room. We do get a lot of light. This is an east-facing apartment, and we have what's called rainbow time in here. I don't think I managed to catch it for the living room, but for the office I was, so I'll insert some rainbow time. We get just beautiful sunlight in all of these windows, so all of our windows are either east-facing or south-facing, except in the bedroom, which is north-facing. So yeah, we get lots of light, nice light, which I really appreciate. You were probably wondering what this is, which is in the entrance to the office. This is a hanging chair. As you can see in this space, we don't have opposed seating. There's nowhere to put because of the way that there's a doorway here, there's a doorway there. So this is actually a hanging chair, which we can move out of the way as we're walking through to the next room. But if we have company over, they can sit here in this hanging chair. But when we're not using it, we tend to hang our blankets on it. It's a great option for this like railroad type apartment. Just don't look up. There's a lot of holes in the ceiling because I couldn't figure out, no, don't look up. Because I couldn't find the stud, but I found it eventually and it hasn't fallen since. So we're good. Yeah, and I think that's it for the living room. So this is the office. This is my desk. I work from home. I spend a majority of my time here at this desk. You can see I have the dual monitor set up, my nice headphones. I also have a lot of my Etsy supplies over here for making the tickets, but I also have a cute Taylor Swift calendar that I got for Christmas. I also have this cute Rapline lyric art above as well, which I really like. And yeah, I have some random storage stuff over here. This is where our Wi-Fi router and all of that tech stuff is. I also have the first of hopefully many shadow boxes. And this one is specifically for permission to dance. To my right, we have a bunch of bookshelves. These are all Billy bookshelves from IKEA with the extensions on top. I'm really happy with the way that it kind of fills in this space, but as you can see, there are some holes because the Billy bookshelves, unfortunately, were 1 inch too big on this wall to fit. So it is a work in progress. I promise I will have them cut and put up eventually. I'm getting judgment from behind the camera, but that's okay. We have a lot of storage stuff here, games, anything else. Again, we don't have a closet, so anything that you think would probably be in a closet is probably here. Here we have all of our BTS collection stuff. We have one full set of albums, one partial set of albums. We're working on getting 2 full sets because we're both Army in this household. Here are the rest of our bookshelves. Here on the ground, we have my printers and paper supplies for the Etsy shop. This is something that I am working on finding a different home for, but for now, this is where it's going to be. I think once we have all of the bookshelves set up, we want to get like a rug in here and some type of like bean baggy type thing. Not a bean bag because it won't fit in here, as my partner has told me many times. We want to get some type of seating in here so we can have like a cute little nook. And then over here, we just have a bunch of random stuff that I'm trying to sell on eBay. Just a bunch of stuff that I don't need anymore. I do have a walking pad under my desk. I love having it. I do use it pretty frequently. I usually just take out my chair and then move the walking pad over. This is a standing desk, so it does rise all the way up. I think that's everything in the office. Welcome to the bedroom. I'm sitting here on a queen-sized bed that we have kind of centered on the 2 windows behind me. Over here we have my partner's desk. My partner does not work from home, so they don't have a big desk. Over here we also have the laundry lines above my head. We pull them out of that little container and we have a hook all the way across the room. So it means that we have basically 2 laundry lines. They're great for our portable washer whenever we need extra space to dry things. I tend to dry our bed sheets on there. Here we have 2 mirrors. This is a mirror that we need to mount. We're trying to figure out where to mount it. I'm thinking above the couch, but again, a work in progress. Here we have one of my favorite art pieces. It's a kiss, but with the Howl's Moving Castle characters. Very cute. I love it. It'll always be up. It's my favorite. We have our laundry sorter. This is just where we have our dirty laundry. We also have a rack above where we put extra coats. Again, we don't have a closet. What you see is what you get. So we do need some extra space to store our clothes. That's basically what this room is for the bed and for clothes storage. To my left, we had an extra Billy bookshelf, so we put it here, and we have a ton of stuff just stored here. Back here, we have a ton of posters that we need to get hung up. It's the poster corner of shame.
Of shame.
Okay, fine, right. The poster corner, not of shame. It just makes me think of the cone of shame. So, but yeah, this is our little poster corner where we have a ton of stuff that we just need to put up, but we're trying to figure out best places for it and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And then our closet, my partner and I split this. We also have some garment bags on the shelf above where we put any seasonal type clothing. This is also where I have my suitcases, and I have, I think, my ukulele back there, but this is just kind of the only semblance of a closet we have in this apartment. To my left, we have our dresser. This is where a lot of clothes go. Super long and cute, and I really like it. Above it, we have some art that I got years ago that I really love. The butterfly girls, they're very cute. And finally, we have my axe, which is on the wall. This is what I will use to defend against intruders. If there ever are intruders, this is my side of the bed, so I figure I can just get up, pop this off the wall, knock somebody out. I don't know. I thought it was fun to put on the wall. It's kind of a omen for those who may enter, but yeah. So now we get to the fun part of the video, which I know you've all been waiting for, which is all of the nitty-gritty New York City apartment stuff. The first question is, where is your apartment? What borough? What neighborhood? I'm not going to be super specific about this because I don't want people to figure out where I live, but I will tell you that I live in Manhattan, and I will tell you that I live north of Central Park. We are fortunate in that we are close to subway lines. We're able to get downtown fairly quickly. Know that we have options and we're in a pretty connected area. That all being said, this is an area that I am happy to live in. I think we'll be living in it for probably a couple more years because of the railroad structure. It was cheaper than comparable 2-bedroom apartments in the area. It works out so well for me and my partner. I can't imagine what it would be like having roommates in this space because you'd have to walk through a bedroom to get to the other bedroom. It works perfectly for me and my partner. It gives me a space to work from home. I have a separate office. That was incredibly important to me when looking. We are in Manhattan. We are no more than half an hour away from most things in the city, which is awesome. I'm super happy with where we live. Please do your research about neighborhoods that you're moving into. Listen to your gut. I highly recommend walking around the areas that you're touring in the daytime, at nighttime if you can. I'll go into more about what my apartment search was like, but please don't just go for the cheapest apartment that you can find, because there are reasons why it's cheaper, and if it's not the interior, it may be the location. So just be aware. I want everyone to be safe. Oh my gosh. New York is an incredible place to live, and I think a lot of the safety concerns are a bit overhyped as long as you're aware of your surroundings. But know that you don't need to be in Soho to have a good time. And that is what I'll say about the location. Another question that I frequently get is, how much is your rent? This is something that New Yorkers talk about all the time. We always want to know how much space costs in different neighborhoods. As I said previously, we were able to get a deal on this specific apartment because it is that railroad structure. Because of that, we were able to get it on the cheaper side for the area. I'm going to give you a range. Our apartment rent is between $1,800 and $2,300. It is not a rent controlled apartment. So when we re-signed, the proposed increase was 5%, but we managed to negotiate it to, I believe, 3%. Let me do some math. Yes. So the proposal was 5%, but we were able to negotiate it to 3%. Please negotiate your rents. Negotiate your rents and negotiate rent increases, especially if you've been there and been a good tenant and never missed a payment. But we also have separate utilities. So the next question that we frequently get is, how much are utilities? Some utilities are included in the apartment and some we pay for ourselves. We pay for electric and gas, but heat and water are provided by our landlords. In the warmer months, obviously more, because we do have our window AC units. We spend between $90 to $110 a month on any given month for utilities. Internet is also separate. We pay for ourselves. Now I have the cheapest plan, like $15 a month. It does the job. The next question is, how did you find this apartment? I found this apartment on Street Easy. That is a main place where people find apartments in New York. Like, some people use Zillow, but most people use Street Easy. So if you're looking for an apartment in the area, that's what I recommend. Finding this apartment was kind of crazy because I graduated from college in the spring of 2022 and I started my post-grad position in the summer of 2022. It was hybrid with the expectation that I would eventually move to New York. So I was able to work for a couple months before moving out here. But once my lease ran out, that is when I flew out to New York with a bag and a dream. I was staying in an Airbnb for a couple weeks while I was searching for apartments. This was a crazy time, and there are so many times where I look back on my life and I just go, wow, I'm nuts. And that was really one of them. I had 14 days to find an apartment in New York City in the second half of 2022, which, if you know anything about the apartment market, is the worst time, like the most expensive time to be looking for apartments. It was absolutely nuts trying to find an apartment, but I knew what I was looking for. I didn't need to be in downtown Manhattan, but I did want to be in Manhattan. I knew that I needed at least a 1-bedroom, if not a 2-bedroom. A 2-bedroom was preferable because having the separate living space is awesome, and I really don't know what I would do without it. So I actually toured 2 apartments, and the first one was one in an area that I immediately felt unsafe in. Walking, I got harassed in the middle of the day. And I knew that just was not going to work. Luckily, it was a very competitive apartment and I wasn't going to get it anyway, but I just knew it just wasn't for me. And then I toured this apartment and I immediately knew that this was the apartment that I wanted. I knew that it was perfect for me. It was a very cloudy day and there was still a decent amount of light in the apartment. I told the broker, hey, I'm interested in this apartment. I would like to, submit an application, and I submitted an application right then and there. And just a couple days later, I was approved, and I went in person to meet my broker again, and I handed over the money, and I signed, and that was that. What I needed for the application, I honestly don't quite remember. I really just fell into place here, and it turned out great. I think that's all of the questions. Hopefully you enjoyed this apartment tour. Comment down below if you have any questions about the apartment, or if you have any questions about New York City apartment hunting in general. I can't speak too much to it because I really lucked out, but maybe other people in the comments can help answer your question. If you're searching for apartments in New York City, hopefully this was helpful. Again, it's a bit dated information. Obviously, this apartment is also a work in progress. I'm 23 years old. I am recently post-grad. The fact that I don't have a futon, I'm really impressed. Comment down below if you want me to do a apartment series. I would love to do a little apartment updating with AJ type vibe. As I kind of continue to flesh out the space, I have a little series about it. Let me know if that'd be something you're interested in. Please like this video. It helps with the algorithm. Feel free to subscribe as well. Join me on this year-long journey in becoming a YouTuber. There will be new videos every week on Sundays. And I also post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, vinyl stuff, concert stuff. So feel free to follow me there if you haven't already. And you can find me on Etsy. I sell custom commemorative concert tickets. They're super cute. If you're interested, feel free to check it out. And yeah, thank you again for joining me in this apartment tour. I'll see you next week. Bye.